gardener, and I just got done weed whacking, so I'm covered with grass and I'm all sweaty. However, what I wanted to show you is do an update on my ground cover. So before I go ahead and weed whack this, I want to show you how good it works. Now right over here, this is all overgrowth that grew up over the chips. In other words, grass blew, landed, and grew right over here where there's no ground cover. Now right over here, you can see that I got the same thing happening over here. I got grass, and then you can see the ground cover. There's nothing on it. You got a little grass growing over it, but nothing coming up through it. So let me go on the inside and show you what that looks like, because I'm kind of loving it this year. Last year I just had chips and I was weed eating a little bit, you know, like pulling weeds in the garden, in the beds, all the way around every couple days. And right now, the only place I got weeds is where there's no ground cover on the, right over here, no ground cover on the outside, which I'm going to finish up this outside for next season, and there won't be any over there. So, let's take a little tour. Now, as you can see, my eggplants are growing up through the slits, and there's no weeds. Coming up here, the same thing. I got eggplants growing. No weeds over here too. You can see all my beds. I'm just going to go down and you can look. There's no weeds grown in any of the beds, as you can see. All my beds are looking fantastic. And if you want to see something awesome, check this out. These are my collards right over here. Look how wide they are. They're wider than I could stretch my hands. Beautiful. That's the results I get from AgroThrive. Look at these collards right over here. And they're still growing. So, and then also, I have top shade cloth, and I put this side shade cloth on so the sun don't hit it. The sun was coming in the side and hitting that one, and it was drooping. It was getting, you know, like flopping down during the day. I thought it was because of the heat, but it's not. The sun doesn't come through. The sun doesn't come through. It's 30%. And all day long now, it's perked up and looking really good. So that shade cloth and the ground cover work really well. So, okay, let's go ahead and continue. So over here you can kind of see nothing, no weeds. The only weeds that I do get is a little bit of weeds coming up right there on the side, and I just pull it, which, trust me, it's a lot easier. Now those weeds are on the other side of the fence creeping in on the chips, but not on the ground cover. Look at those tomatoes. I've been picking tomatoes. These are all bad. There's a lot of cucumbers up there, but when they start turning yellow, I put them on the ground, then I'll come back and get them. You can see how many I got growing up over here. They're looking really good. And I got some nice tomatoes over here that are, oh man, I got to pick these and put these in a sandwich today. They're looking really good. Now right over here, this is my row crop. It's overgrown. I got to pull it out. A couple weeds came in where I pulled out the row crop, but that's to be expected. And right over here, I got some melons I need to pick. They were brown 2 days ago, and now they're yellow. I got to pick them. And then over here, I got some squash. But this is not a garden tour, so I'm not going to get into everything. But just look at how weed-free all of this is. Now right over here, I got a little weed. All you do is you do this. Well, it's not even a weed. It blew in from when I was weeding. So you can kind of see all my squash vines and all my watermelon vines, there's nothing there. And then coming up this way, there's no weeds, no weeds, and no weeds. And last year I was weeding all this. Now these weeds here are along the fence line, coming in right where the shade cloth ends. So I got to get in here and pull that out. And I'm going to put shade cloth on both sides of the fence over here eventually. Now let's go down to that other section. By the way, these are all my peppers over here. They're coming in really nice, really prolific. Look at these Sugar Rush. I can't wait to pull them off and burn my mouth. Anyway, right over here, you can see all this overgrowth. It's not growing out of the shade cloth. Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay, so you can see it's not growing out of the shade cloth. It's where the shade cloth is not. I left all of this growing on purpose to see if it grew under the ground cover and started coming through it. And it did not. So the ground cover, I'm a believer in it. It's doing really well. Okay, so that was a really quick update on my ground cover. As you can see, everything's growing really nice on it. I have some nice watermelons, some nice squashes, some nice Seminole pumpkin. I've been harvesting and picking. I got a neighbor coming over a little bit. I've been putting pictures on our Facebook group, Sunshine Harvest Edibles Gardening Group. And I just thought, let me go ahead and do a video, a continuation of the ground cover, because now you can see the ground cover in action. I saved who knows how many hours out here weeding this year, and the same thing in the garden, because I would like make it a point to come out in the morning and spend an hour or two weeding, and now I don't have to. So ground cover, gotta love it. Anyways, hey, this is Sam, the Frugal Hugel Gardener. I hope you enjoyed my continuation for the ground cover. If you want to see how I installed it and cut it and everything, I got other videos below. And if you want to see how it actually really physically works in a garden, I just showed you. So hey, if you enjoyed, show me your love, give me a like. Come on over to Facebook to the Frugal Hugel Gardener, and you can check out my page. Send me a PM if you're needing any kind of help. Come on over to our Facebook group, Sunshine Harvest Edibles Gardening Group. There's links below. Just click on them. It's that easy. We'll talk to you soon.